Ricky Henry Live.
Ricky Henry Live.
Woohoo!
Shout out to Ricky Henry Live.
Hello everyone, my name is Asolome Namble, Mama Pitmo. My job here is to invite you to the Breaking the Silence HIV/AIDS International Exhibition Conference that is happening on August the 23rd at 1605 Parkdale Hall. The major intersection is Queen and Lansdowne, or Queen and Ronceville. Please come. We did it last year. We have great speakers. We are going to break the silence on HIV/AIDS stigma in the African communities. You all know, if you're a carrier, if you work with people who are living with HIV/AIDS, if you're born with HIV/AIDS, if you've lost relatives with HIV/AIDS, HIV/AIDS affected Africa big time. And we've been dealing with the stigma. We've been dealing with people being in closed doors or behind the closet, known to come out. We remember an icon, Philip Lutaya Bongole, who came up and declared his status. We learned a lot from him. So there is a lot to learn when we break the stigma about this killer disease. So kindly come and join us. We are going to start at exactly 10 a.m. We will be starting. So for people who will be in the morning session, we have breakfast for you. We have breakfast complimentary. For people who choose to stay with us until lunchtime, we do have lunchtime. For people who are looking for volunteer hours, this is the best opportunity. A lot of you call me asking me for volunteer letters, asking me for support letters. Mama Pitmo, please help me out. This is the opportunity you can give back to the Purity Teenage Mothers Foundation by participating. We need volunteers to set up this place. We need ushers. We need volunteers to clean up this place. I am so privileged to introduce to you our keynote speaker all the way from Uganda, Madame Beatrice Wele. She's the chairperson of the National Forum of People Living with HIV/AIDS Network in Uganda. She has worked with several organizations. Very wonderful woman that aspires to see the world where women living with HIV/AIDS live a very humanitarian life and managing life without stigma as mothers we know that women are mothers raising their children. So she has done a very good job working with women living with HIV/AIDS. I'm looking forward to hosting you, Madame Beatrice Wele, all the way from Uganda. Our next speaker is going to be Mr. Dennis Wamala. Mr. Dennis Wamala is a human rights activist working with sexual minorities in Canada, Uganda, and on an international level, specifically advocating for the LGBT men and women living with HIV/AIDS in our community in Canada here. He has done a wonderful job. You've seen him on different platforms speaking and advocating for human rights. Mr. Dennis Wamala, you're very welcome. I'm so privileged to have you stand with us as we break the stigma in HIV/AIDS in the African community. And our next speaker is going to be Mr. Tony Muzira. Mr. Tony Muzira, he's a public health practitioner and HIV/AIDS advocate for over 10 years in Uganda, in Canada, and on an international level. Mr. Tony Muzira, within the community, he has done so much within the new Canadians in our community. He's one of CEO and executive founder of CBDOC. We all know him. He has done so well. I am so privileged to welcome you on a very powerful panel that is standing up to fight the stigma of HIV/AIDS into our African communities. Mr. Tony, I am so humbled, I am so privileged to have you on this panel as we fight the stigma of HIV/AIDS in the African community. Thank you so much for choosing to work with us. Thank you so much for giving back to your community. I am so humbled. So please come and join us as we fight the killer disease HIV/AIDS in our community. I can't wait to host you. I am so excited. Once again, my name's Mama Pitmouth.